All right, so here's the back of the barn. In the front of this portion, which I've tried to model after what is called a folk Victorian farmhouse. So folk Victorians were kind of like 1880s to 1930s or so. They were small farmhouses, and when railroads started to expand, all of that gingerbread trim became available to rural people. So, you know, Queen Anne are like those big Victorians with the turrets and all of the fish scales and usually 2 to 3 stories. Folk Victorians are farmhouses with the gingerbread porch. And those are my all-time favorite types of homes. So you can see here in the gable, right below the gable, I've got this leaded glass transom that I got out of Ohio. It's very old school. And then below it, you've got two baby transoms above 2 windows. And I got those out of a old farmhouse down in Chattanooga that I found on Facebook Marketplace. And I'll show you, we'll go inside the building too so you can see them. It's a little bit hard with the glare. And then here on this porch, you can see there's a leaded glass window with wavy glass. So I just ordered all of my gingerbread coming in from a coming in from a company out of Texas. I drew it all out. I've got spandrels, I've got brackets, I've got running trim. I have a gable pediment, which will go right up here. And I've actually got fish scales for the gable. I'll do a separate video on that at some point. So the barn is board and batten, and we'll walk around the corner and I'll show you what the men have been working on with getting the siding up. This will all be board and batten too, but this area I'm treating and decorating like a folk Victorian farmhouse. So we have Oscar and Yvonne, got their nail guns, and they're putting the poplar board and batten up. Here's the strips. So that the blue, it's so ironic because the barn is going to be blue, but that's like the coated plywood. And then you've got the strips with the fluting. That's what the siding gets nailed to. So, and we've got Juan is doing all the cutting for them. They got like a good kind of assembly line process going on. So you can see how beautiful this looks right here. So the batten strips aren't up yet, but this poplar is from Leaper's Fork, which is maybe 40 minutes from here. It's poplar that is raised on a managed forest in Tennessee and milled in Tennessee. And ultimately, it will get stained blue. You can see right here, there's 2 transoms, and it's hard to see with the sun glare, but they match the transom on the front. And those are old leaded glass windows that I also got out of Ohio. I found a vendor on eBay who has some pretty unbelievable architectural salvage. So here, got the horse stable, and we've got some old salvage windows on the exterior wall here. Those are the same that we used in the pole barn. Because the stable's not going to be heated and cooled, it's okay that those windows are kind of not exactly airtight. So you also notice the electric has been roofed in. You can see all the blue boxes for outlets and light switches. And up here, you can see where, you know, on the other video I had the collar beams put in the kitchen with that old hand-hewn wood with square head nails. You can see where it's framed the opening to the loft. So I have, and these have finally been uncovered. So here's our queen trusses. And now that the roof has been dried in, the roof's not on, but we have the underlayment on, we could take the Tyvek off because these cannot get wet. But they were very expensive. And so for the 3rd truss, we used what is called an LVL. You can see up there with my name on it. And it's structurally very sound, but it's really not attractive. So what we're going to do is frame the opening here with the beams, as you can see, and then use some of the old barn wood from that stock barn we took down a year ago and line the outside of this with all that beautiful grade wood that's part of the history of the farm. And then we'll do a railing and farm fencing so that people can't fall off the loft. But it came out really nice. They did a nice job framing that. Okay, this is very cool. I don't know if I can show you with the rope up. Let's see. Oh, might have to be in another video, but I'll have to do a video of just all salvage. This is an old box for a scale, and in this, you pull it down, and it was old cattle scale. I think it was from the 30s. I don't quite know how it works. I mean, once I can get the rope off and show you a video, it'll make a lot more sense. But it was this really cool piece that I got out in Nolensville, and I talked with my builder about how do we integrate it into the project. And so we're framing it into the wall. And here it says Fairbanks scale, Fairbanks and Morse, Fairbanks, Morse and Co. And then on the bottom it says Nashville, but I gotta find someone to paint. Maybe I'll paint and then sand it so it looks old. But it's kind of neat when you're, constructing from the bottom up. You can really integrate everything. Like if this was already built, it would be hard to, do such custom stuff. So anyways, okay, got panel is in. And then in here are the collar beams that I had showed you before. And this, you can see the other side of the window. Let's see if I can get a clearer picture. Okay, so there you can see the leaded glass detail. And these are wavy glass. Those are old school, but they don't have any kind of lead in them or design. And then these here, you can see, share the same pattern, and so the three of them match. There you go. And then finally, I love this so much. Here's the other side for the window that's on the porch. So I guess next, the guys are gonna keep doing the siding. It's gonna be painted soon, depending on the weather. We're gonna do is staining it that blue, and then the roof will go up. So getting there, and now it's like, I can do all kind of the fun decorative stuff with all the salvage I've been hoarding for years.